what is going on? My name is Chris. I run the Trailblazer Fitness Academy. Today I'm going to teach you how I taught and I coached Erin losing 30 pounds in 90 days. You're going to make sure you watch the entire video because I'm going to give you the step-by-step process, the 3 things that we did to get her insane results. And I promise you, you can take these today and start getting results on your own. Pinky promise. And you never break a freaking pinky promise, right? Me either. So for those of you who don't know, before I get into it, my name is Chris. I run the Trailblazer Fitness Academy, where my mission is to keep people off of medications, to get people out of their terrible states of not having energy, of feeling embarrassed by the way they look, not hanging out with friends, not going to vacations, not wearing the dress, not wearing the suit because they hate the way they look and feel, and keep it off long term. So with that being said, each of the things that I'm going to teach you today is all sustainable methods that you can do, that you can use to lose the fat. Okay? So with that being said, let's dive into it. This is Erin at the end of our program, so don't get it twisted. These were not 90 days apart. They were 5 months apart, but they're not 90 days apart. Okay? So Erin's not showing her face because she's a teacher, which you're going to find out in a second. But this is Erin. She's absolutely great. Okay? Erin is a mom of 5, full-time teacher, soccer mom. So she's not somebody who's like, has the greatest metabolism. She's not somebody that's a dude or that, she just has more time on her hands, or she also is heavily involved in her church. So this isn't somebody who's got hours and hours and hours of time of exercise. And again, that's not what we do here, right? But we're able to get her in a position to where she can lose the fat fairly quickly in a matter of just being consistent, showing up, doing the work, and loving herself. Okay, and so with that being said, here is what really got her started in here, is that she was somebody who was working out a ton, 5 days per week, doing a mix of CrossFit, body combat, boot camp. I think she had a trainer at the time. She tried all the diets too, keto. She tried the cookie diet. She tried the isogenics. She tried the Herbalife. She tried all these things, but they all left her feeling incredibly hopeless in her body, that at the age of, I think, 37 at the time, this is what it was going to be. This is the body she has. And there's nothing she can do about it. Everything she's tried does not work because she's done everything. She's done the things that she was said will help, right? And all the things, you see people, look at all these people, and they've got great results, but here she was, feeling absolutely stuck and hopeless. That the energy level she had was the best it's going to get. The relationship with her food is going to be the best it's going to get. She's not going to be able to have birthday parties or go out of town because she's fearful of gaining even more weight, because at this point she was heavier than all of her pregnancies. Not even close. She was way heavier than that. And she felt incredibly depressed and stuck until she saw one of her friends, Dacia, in my program, lose about 60 pounds in her transformation as well. And she said, okay, I'm going to give this thing a shot. And she, funny enough, she says, I need to get a hold of your weight loss wizard, which that is ya boy here. And we did some really cool things. And we were able to get her moving because she was doing things just in the wrong order and not at the right time, and doing and putting different emphasis on stuff that doesn't get you results. So when we fast forward 90 days from when she started, I know the picture's kind of small. They are 90 days apart. The scan on the first reads February 20th, and then the next one reads 6/1, so June 1st. But she didn't start the first day of the scan. Okay, so she started like 4 days later, and it's close to frickin' enough. Okay, so those are the differences. And if you can see here, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit on this. Actually, I don't think I can, but you see the difference. Blue is new, gray is old. It's a pretty big difference there. Pretty solid difference in just 90 days. She lost like 4 pant sizes. She went from, I believe it was 186 pounds to 156 pounds, somewhere in that ballpark. Okay, and she gained tons of energy. But most importantly, the biggest thing is not the weight and stuff cool, the inches are cool, the pants are cool, people noticing cool, all those things are really cool. But the most important thing is that she felt in control. She finally felt for the first time that her body was hers and that she was able to do things. Her fitness was better. She had more energy. She didn't feel stuck. She said that her relationship with her significant other was on fire because she felt so confident and had so much energy and happiness exuding just from, not from losing weight, but finally feeling like she had control over something that she'd worked so hard, she'd been doing all the things, and just wasn't working, which is really awesome. So I'm telling you these things not to say, oh my gosh, look how cool I am, but to say that the things I'm about to teach you that you can start using today can get you insane results if you do it, okay? So first thing, we implemented these 3 strategies and processes so that she could work out less, get better results, and not starve herself or run into regret eating. You know what I'm talking about. When you're on these really crazy fat diets and God forbid you eat a potato, or you have a banana, or you eat some strawberries, or oh my gosh, you have a glass of wine every once in a while. Okay, God forbid. Okay, God forbid. First thing we did is we changed her way of thinking of how fat loss works using what's called the hierarchy of body transformation. Now, for me to explain the whole thing, this is going to be a really long video, but let me give it to you in a quick snapshot. There's 4 things that we can do to lose the fat. 4, that's it. Nothing else. Everything aligns in these 4 different buckets. First one, fitness. Second one, NEAT, stands for non-exercise active thermogenesis. Third one is food. Fourth one, lifestyle. Without these 4 things, losing weight is very, very challenging. And so what happens for most people is fitness being at the top is viewed as that's the most important thing, but it's not. It's at the top because it takes the least amount of space on this pyramid that we have. It's 5 to 10% of your results. So what was happening is Erin was spending 5-6 hours a week exercising and 30 minutes meal prepping. Problem, because meal prepping and planning your food ahead of time gets you way better results than you doing more burpees, right? Just to give you an idea, if you went from 3 workouts a week burning the same amount of calories to 4 workouts per week burning the same amount of calories, that calorie difference is less than an apple's worth of calories additional calorie burn, which just goes to show is that you exercising to try to lose fat, not smart. Now, should you exercise? Yes, but not for the fat loss from it. You should exercise for the endorphins, for feeling good, for strength, for sweating, for getting in something that's hard, for the discipline of it. That is what fitness is for the strength, for the conditioning, for the cardio, for all those other things. Has nothing to do with fat loss. If you're using it for that, I promise you, you're going to keep spinning your wheels just like Erin and inevitably gaining more and more and more and more weight over time, working harder than you need to. Now, I'm still a proponent of working out as often as you need to, but if you're working out so much and you're not doing the other things to get to your results, you're not going to get results. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. If it does, hey, subscribe to this video, dudes. I'm helping you out here. Please help me out. I'm trying to get a bunch of people on here so I can keep making awesome content, okay? So the second thing is we got her moving more, okay? So we realized that as a teacher, she was spending most of her time sitting down on her butt, which is okay. But the difference, literally, from walking the normal amount of calories the normal amount of steps people walk, Americans, it's 2,000 to 4,000 steps. So let's cut it to 300, okay? That's 150 calories there. If you're walking 10,000 steps, which is what we got her doing rather quickly, you're burning 500 calories for the day. That, and if you just eat maintenance calories, gets you losing 1 pound of fat per week, okay? 1, pretty bomb. Then, what we did is we had her eating more food than her fad diets, but also enough to support her where she's not so starving. Because what happens when you eat very, very little food is your body goes into, and your body does what's called metabolic adaptation. It starts lowering the calorie expenditure through your basal metabolic rate, the calories you burn at rest, lowers it down to a place that is so low that inevitably you start eating the little bit of foods you have, either puts fat loss on a trickle, which is not fun, or it literally stalls out fat loss. So you could be eating 1,000, 1,100 calories a day legitimately and not losing fat. Pretty wild, now really hard, really challenging. And oftentimes what's really happening is we're not tracking our food properly or we're not moving around a ton. But either way, it happens to be that the scale just doesn't move. So what we want to do is we want to support you in eating enough calories to where you're able to lose fat at a good rate, but also be able to eat foods you enjoy in a way that makes sense, okay? So that instead of health being over on this side, right, eating like what idealized health looks like, and way over here, being eaten like an absolute glutton, we find ourselves somewhere in the middle. Typically a little bit more left, a little bit more on, I guess, on your screen, a little bit right of center, right, where most people should be. But that's where it should be, right? That's where your food should be, somewhere in that little realm, so that you're not so starving, you hate life, but also you're losing fat at a very good pace. Does this make sense? Okay, now it'd be really unethical, it would be unreasonable for me to just go, hey, here's the number you need to hit. Here's the amount of steps you need to do. Here's those things, because I don't freaking know you. I don't know where your goals are. I don't know where you're at. I don't know what you weigh. I know nothing about you. So for me to say, just do this, this, and this, eat 1,200 calories, walk 10,000 steps, that'd be me setting you up for failure. Because you might be on that little too bit of lean side of calories, then you'll hate life, and then you'll be like, oh, Chris is wrong, he stinks. So if you're somebody who needs additional help, here's some things you can do. Option one is you can go research how many calories you burn looking up your basal metabolic rate. You can then figure out how much protein you need to consume per day. Then you can figure out a method to watch steps. Pretty simple, using your watch. Then you can look up how to do workouts. And then you can look up the amount of food you need to eat per day. Like as far as the macros go. You can do all those things. Or you can reach out to an expert who knows what they're doing so that we can leapfrog your success. Okay? Because oftentimes, it's not a matter of how much time do you have, because you might not have a lot of time. It might be that that's your limited resource. You actually have excess of, not time, but you have an excess of dollars to spend, to invest, so somebody like me can go, hey, here's where you're at. Here's what we need to do. Here's the steps to get you there. Do this, report back. Let's see what we need to do to keep this thing going. Because I'd love also to say, it was one thing that we did to get her moving. We did dozens of meal plans. We did tons of different workouts. We did a lot of modifications throughout the entire thing to get her where she needs to go. And so if you're somebody who wants that, wants the results, is somebody that is dying to get results like Erin, and you could see yourself struggling, being stuck, feeling hopeless in your body, having no energy, all you got to do is click the link down below, punch in your information. I'll reach out to you and see what we can do to get you on board so that you can get the results you want. So you don't feel helpless and stuck anymore. You can feel like Erin now, having tons of energy, feeling good, wearing clothes she hasn't worn in a long time, none of her clothes fitting because they're way, way, way too big, and having the confidence that makes you light up a room. If that's you, click the link down below, punch your information. Otherwise, stick around. I've got tons of videos, over 100, talking about how fitness, nutrition, mindset, belief, all these sort of things get you moving in the right direction. So hit that subscribe button, smash the notification bell, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.